a story. I don't know if everyone's seen it or hasn't seen it, but it's a story about the Victorian and New South Wales governments wanting to stall the NDIS process. And I say that's untrue. We don't want to stall it in any shape or form. We're all working hard together to achieve change. But what we are going and what we will do as a state government is not apologise for standing up and keeping the Commonwealth to account in terms of what needs to happen. We don't want to see an argument about funding, but the reality is that for the NDIS to be delivered in the timeframe that has now been committed, it's vital that funds be allocated in the forward estimates starting in this year's budget. No ifs, no buts, we need to see that funding. We need to see that clear commitment from Julia Gillard, from Wayne Swan, from Penny Wong, backing up the work that's been undertaken by Jenny Macklin and the State's ministers, and both the disability ministers and the State's treasurers, to put in place the building blocks around the scheme. States aren't going to tolerate make-work schemes around this. We need to ensure the recommendations in terms of the Productivity Commission are adhered to and followed. So we make no apologies for wanting greater accountability around the funding. We need to see the funding. We are going to see the Commonwealth start to consult more broadly around the scheme's building blocks. For instance, they're going to consult on who should and shouldn't be entitled to participate in the scheme. The point that we keep making is this: what is the parameters? Are we talking about 13.5 billion? Are we talking about 15 billion? One thing that I would continue to impress upon the Commonwealth, and I'd urge all of you as you continue to support the campaign, is there's no choice with this. Absolutely no choice. If we want to talk in pure economic terms around the scheme, the reality is that if in New South Wales alone, in the next 20 years, if we do not invest any growth monies into disability services, the cost to the New South Wales community is $36 billion. So we need the scheme in terms of the economics, but we also need, most importantly, the scheme to be in place because it is the right thing to do by Australians. We continue to impress this point across to the Commonwealth, and I'm hopeful that we do see that funding allocation in the Commonwealth budget to enable the scheme to become a reality and to enable people to achieve their aspirations in the Australian